morning, and welcome back to the channel Inside Podcast. I'm your host Dinara, and today I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by Tom Perry, Chief Executive Officer of Sherpa. Welcome to the show, Tom. How are you?
Thank you very much, Dinara. It's great to be here. I am good for early on a Monday morning. So yes, glad to be here.
Great. It's a great time to have podcast. Absolutely. Last time we spoke with you, it was in Miami. I would say a couple of years ago now. What has changed? Tell me a little bit more about your company and what wakes you up in the mornings.
Yeah, Sherpa definitely wakes me up in the mornings and keeps me awake a little bit at night as well. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I think, yes, if I recall, I think we were at a PRM event in Miami, Dinara, and I think within Partner. And I think what's changed for us over the last couple of years is we've focused down very heavily into the partner marketing world. We realised that we had some real skills there. We had also built our Edison AI platform, which is very much geared towards assessing partner communities, managing partner marketing, but also scoring partners on their performance. And that led us really to think, okay, come on, Sherpa, time to really knuckle down, specialize. Let's go deep, not wide, in partner services. And the one that came to the fore was partner marketing. So that's where we've been. We've been hard at work at that. And off the back of that, we've been building a global team because we realized that customers of ours wanted in region, in language, in time zone support for their partner marketing programs. So that's been quite exciting to get that layer of Sherpa's service provision in place. Yeah, we're really upbeat on a lot of the changes that are happening, and maybe we can get into some of those today.
Sounds great. I mean, partner marketing is such a big topic, and it's so important for partners because a lot of them, as you can imagine, might not have a partner marketing strategy in place. Tell me a little bit more about it. When a partner, let's say, gives you a call, how is the discussion going from there?
Yeah, and it's a great question. Let me just wind back one stage. Sometimes the partner will pick up the phone and contact Sherpa, but we're more likely to be working with the vendor from the center out to the partners. And the first conversation we have with the vendor is to say, okay, which partners do we want to do the marketing with? And that's often a very big question that traditionally has been led by partner sales or channel sales who've said, I want you to work and create marketing with partner number 4 because they're growing well and they're really excited and they're really bought in. And it's a very subjective kind of exercise. We take a slightly different approach. We do not ignore that, please. Don't think we do, but we do analyze the data using our platform. And what that does is it looks at two main things. One is the resources, the tech stack, the number of people that a partner will have in their marketing department. And as you said, that could be very small or nothing. It can be quite big departments. And so we examine that using 3 or 4 external data sources. And then we've built a piece of AI technology that looks at the alignment of the messaging between the partner and the vendor. That allows us to score the partner and say, these are strategic, these are specialists, these are kind of the missing middle of partners where the scale can come. These are the lower end where we might do to or self-serve. And we work very much in the middle and top bits of that. And so what we can do is we can tell the vendor which partners to work with. Now that step's really, really important because it means you are increasing from the outset your chances of success. So yeah, vendor or partner picks up the phone. I love it when vendors pick up the phone, by the way. That says my marketing's working. But when we do engage, it's okay, let's choose the right partners first and then do the right sort of offer the right campaigns.
Fantastic. And how do you track return on investment for a partner when you engaged with vendors and partners?
Well, it's a joint ROI, Dinara. You're absolutely right. And the reason is that if we start new partner marketing programs, they can be funded at 100%, and that's great. And that's an investment the vendors decided to make in the early stage. What's more likely is that we will move to 50-50 funding. There's a path to 50-50 funding. Sometimes it's 75-25, 60-40, and we get to 50-50. And at that point, everybody's interested in ROI, of course, because the partner's paying a contribution and also the vendor. So we do a lot of demand gen, which has kind of leads and opportunities really at the heart of it. But Sherpa's job as a partner marketing agency is to get to about the middle of funnel. And prove that there is interest, more than a hand raise. There's been an exchange, a valuable exchange of information with the prospect, which we feed into the partner. And then, the partner's role in this is to make sure that they are geared up for the bottom of funnel part of marketing and into the sales funnel and that journey. And we do a lot of measurement around that. And so the ROI tracking is hugely, hugely important. Partners in at the top, we run and manage the campaigns for them. We see their interaction with opportunities and leads via our Edison platform. Again, it's looking at how quickly they act, how much detail they put into the system, what the next steps added are. And we can measure. That gives us the measurement for partners. So when you do that and then you finish a campaign and you say, well, these 5 partners did great. These 5 were sort of in the middle. These 2, they're not so good. We might not renew with those 2, or they might need more enablement. And so what we've done with that closed loop is you've got everything you need in the kind of kit bag to measure ROI. And the missing bit that sometimes we don't get to, which is hard, and you know this from all of your great systems work, is, can we track to when the revenue actually lands and bring it all the way back and attribute it right back? That's quite a difficult journey. We've got a couple of clients doing that, that end to end, but it's certainly possible. And ROI is way more in focus than it was, let's say, even 18 months ago, because I think vendors are working out that there's only a certain amount of numbers they can support, partners that they can support financially.
Absolutely. So you just mentioned this complexity around vendors and partner relationship, and you can imagine a partner may work with multiple vendors, and it's such an important step for vendors to have a very trusting marketing agency. So do you specialize in specific partners or specific industry perhaps? Is it data security or...
Yeah, that's a fantastic question, because the sub verticals of technology, is actually what we do track. So let's deal with the verticals first. The very fast moving sub verticals: cybersecurity, data applications, the appearance of AI kind of platforms. They're there. We do have a long. My background was telco, believe it or not, many moons ago.
Okay.
And so we still have a legacy sort of telco play. And we've done an incredible amount in the ERP space and the workforce management platforms as well. So those sub-verticals, somebody like Sherpa, in terms of trying to grow, will always align itself to those fast-growing paces. And the fastest growing of them all has been cybersecurity. And it's a good place for us to be. In terms of the second part of the question, which was the partner types, what we're finding is that in this kind of, as you say, multi-vendor environment that a partner has, or a partner environment for selling via a vendor, a vendor might have 4 or 5 partners involved in one deal now and vice versa, then the partners who are good at that tends to be the mid to larger ones, because they're resourced for that sort of matrixed sales and marketing approach. And it's complex. As you say, it's really complex to manage that. Multi-partner, AI promises a lot, but you can't get 3 or 4 organizations in a room using AI,
Yeah.
or on a call to scope out a solution for a client. So it tends to be the mid to upper level partners that we're working with on that multi-partner, multi-vendor environment, because, as I said, they've got the resources and they're a little bit ahead of the game of sort of SMB and lower end of mid-market.
Can you give me maybe some numbers where you've implemented a partner marketing program for a vendor from the moment you scope out the project and then scale it? What are your key successful criteria? What are they? When are you saying, hey, we've done a great job and hopefully we'll have more and more of these use cases?
the process is not rigid, and it depends on each kind of vendor we work with. I'll give you the example of a very fast growing enterprise HR and kind of workforce platform. I won't give the name just because we're in the program at the moment, but they approached us to put a program into place which delivered partner marketing for a select group of partners. And the model we went with is what we would call a with partner model. So we're going to spend time as Sherpa managing campaigns with the partners. And that adds a number of hours into the whole process, the build, the delivery, the optimization process of a campaign. And so you actually become an enabler for the partners on the marketing side as well. A byproduct of managing alongside and with a partner is that you upskill them as we go. Now, the stages of what we've kind of touched on before, who selects the partners? Do you go to the regions and say, hey, we need 5 to 10 partners, and they come back with their favorites who always get the money and the attention? Or do we use the data analysis and we're blending the two together now? And once you've got that, the process is actually quite refined. We most certainly have to have a kick-off workshop with the partner. Don't forget, we're working alongside. And that is an exchange of really good information, values, objectives. At that point, the partner agrees to come into the campaign. They may be asked to contribute. We certainly ask them to sign an SLA to say we will apportion the right resources here, the right people, and we will ensure that the follow-up on leads and opportunities and the management of events, we will do our bit. Because the worst thing, and if you've been in partner marketing any length of time like I have, the worst thing is, you chuck a campaign sort of over the fence and here's some output, Mr. Partner and Mrs. Partner, and you don't see anything thereafter. And so that's why we have a kind of SLA process. The second part is we have always a healthy and robust conversation about content. Partners want more content. I mean, content's not, the battle it was because of AI, and people can produce. We use some AI in our content production. I think everybody does now.
Yeah.
But actually making sure that the story of vendor plus partner one, maybe partner 2, 3, whatever it might be, is the better together story. Why this cluster of partners? And so there's the content phase. The new initiative that we've got this quarter is that we're moving towards doing more buyer group marketing with those partners. The buyer group has long been a feature in direct and field marketing where they identify the buying group and they go out, but it hasn't appeared so much in partner marketing yet. And so we're doing a stage where if you identify an opportunity, we will try and identify the buyer group and then market around personas as well. Then we deliver the campaign, and then we're optimizing as we go. We're putting everything into the platform. It's live in terms of its analytics, and then we're reporting back to the vendor on how well this is going and all of that stuff. And as you rightly pointed out, how do we get renewed? The ultimate question for somebody running an agency. We get renewed because of the lift that we help partners with in terms of the enablement piece. It's a byproduct, but ultimately the currency of any marketing program is the revenue or the opportunities created. Exactly. We won't get to the revenue close, and I don't want to really. I don't want to be a partner sales agency. I'm a partner marketing agency, but ultimately, and that could take. I mean, that's not going to be a quarter or two. It depends on the sales cycle length. That could be 18 months in the future. That delivery of but as long as it's tracked on the way in, then we can say, okay, there's enough interest, there's enough refinement, there's enough partner acceptance of the program as well. And partners need to put their hands up and say, this is a good thing, by the way, because there's that. It's not just the vendor saying it's working. You've got to have that out back in. And those really are the key stages that we go through on any campaign.
No, thank you so much for explaining this process. It really helps me understand it better. You kind of touched upon the use of AI within your company and that, you're using it for the content creation, which is great. Plus, you have such a long, Sherpa has been in the market for how many years now?
14
years, so way before AI was widely used, let's say. So with the use of AI, how did it affect your company and business? Did you reduce the workforce, or you just kind of trained your teams to use it more? How do you integrate AI in your everyday lives?
Yeah, we have definitely grasped the AI nettle, and we are using it. The story behind it is we had a whole team offsite last year, and I asked everyone to put a post-it note on just a blank board about how they were using AI, and we had 14 or 15 different instances of people using AI into the business that we weren't aware of. So the team had already seen the benefit and had gone out and started using it. Now, if you're a corporate lawyer, you'd say, well, you might have a governance problem. I'm like, no, this is great. This is my smartest people getting out and seeing what they can do with it. And I take the viewpoint not that we will reduce workforce in any way, but I will be able to do more with the existing workforce and maybe grow my workforce more slowly, which I think is a kind of different side of the same coin. But
Yeah.
if I can delay putting another project manager, senior project manager, partner marketing manager in by 6 months because AI has taken a portion of that job and automated it, and we're happy with the output, then that's a good thing for me. I think agencies. I'm in a few agency owners groups, and I don't think anyone's saying, I lost 2 or 3 people because we can use AI. I think they're thinking, how can we make our businesses smarter, improve our marketing delivery, improve the ROI, improve that level of comfort and service that goes around working with an agency on partner marketing. I was, and then when we went through the exercise, just to finish this piece off, I said to them, and we said as a team, I said, well, which 3 would you want us to put some money in? We can't do all 15. You're using it. Which platforms do you want us to use or fund the next level up of, because most of it was on free versions. And so that was a very healthy conversation to say, okay, we want Claude for writing. We want ChatGPT for strategy. We want, I was going to say Grok, but I don't think anyone wanted
Yeah.
Grok.
I love Claude.
And I think you get to your use case dictates your favorite platform. That's where I think we got to. But actually, yes, there was a platform conversation, but there was a how can we really build something using agents to make every day and the operational flow. So that's the next level of conversation, not just who's using the free things to write better or get an idea of a meeting or whatever. But that next agentic piece, we've committed to build those 3 projects over the next 6 months for the team, because that's how we surfaced AI. It's not top down. It can't be. You do that at your peril, I think.
Tom, it's so reassuring to hear from you, how you use AI and that you have this growth mindset, using AI to benefit and expand, especially as you mentioned that you are going internationally, right? Because AI can help you with translations and whatnot. It's really great. So as we're wrapping up our discussion, is there anything I haven't asked you perhaps and you would like to share with the audience?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll go slightly back earlier into the process we discussed. And the one thing I don't think I mentioned was that there's a ton of movement in the last year, 2 years around data and the data that's available for partner marketing. And that is hugely, hugely improved world. In fact, we all thought it was going to be a really locked down, post GDPR world. We weren't going to be able to do much with it. But I think people have realized they need to be transparent and they need to have a lot of integrity around data. And there's new platforms coming which allow somebody like Sherpa to really go level 1 firmographic, level 2, persona based, level 3 intent based, level 4 signals around the internet. And that whole data world we can now bring into partner marketing campaigns, which means gone are the days of a partner coming and saying, hey, here's my USB stick with my database on it. And you go, A, I don't want to plug the USB stick in, and B, I know what's going to be on it. It's going to be not very good. So I think that you can create this fantastic starting point, which I had a great example from a data company, and it was just an example they showed me in their selling methodology. It was like they were talking about Citrix, and there've been about 4 million users in Europe. 4,000 in the country we're talking about. It was kind of like 300 had shown some intent, but actually 120 could be in market. So if you suddenly start you do the smart data work at the outset about what's in market, partners, suddenly the interest, level goes up, the light bulb goes on and go, right, okay. And I think that's a really important part of what vendors and agencies like Sherpa, it's our job to bring that sophistication to the partner community and say, we can identify that. And especially in kind of ISV environments, multi-partner, that really starts to play as well. So, the data sharing platforms like Crossbeam and PartnerTap, we're starting to see more interest in those with partners building.
Data is such an important thing. You mentioned campaigns, data, multi-partner relationship. Help me summarize it in 3 concise statements. Why should a vendor reach out to you for their partner marketing?
I'll give you 3 very quick statements. Right partners, right campaigns, right visibility.
Did you use AI to tell me this?
No. I used the same word 3 times, Dinara, which was right. So I've maybe cheated a bit. But in all seriousness, if you can get those pieces right, and you create a kind of 360 motion about choosing the right partners, activating, and then measuring. And yes, AI is at the heart of it, but you need the data as well. That's what we're being asked to do.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for all this great discussion and insights. And the final question from me, I always ask my guests about it. What is your personal goal for 2026?
My personal goal outside of Sherpa, I am a cold water dipper every morning. I haven't yet. I've been in this morning. It was 6.5 degrees, but it's good. I've got a pool, a plunge pool at home, and I'm going to try and swim an ice mile next winter, and that's 1 mile under 5 degrees without a wetsuit. There you go.
It's unbelievable. Do you know that I come from the Orthodox religion and the culture, and today is a Christian and Orthodox day where people use the cold bucket challenge. So I'm going to do it tonight, and I didn't know that you were. It's so topical. It's funny we're talking today on this special saint day for the Orthodox religion, but thank you so much.
No problem. All right, Dinara, thank you very much for having me on, and lovely to have a saintly objective for the 2 of us. I've really enjoyed it.
Exactly. Thank you, and have a great day.